I'm muchellebyt, and a few days ago I posted to Instagram with this photo asking you guys to ask me questions. You're also amazing and you ask me so many and I feel so blessed. I actually don't know if I can answer them all because I think you would all get bored out of your minds, but I will pick a few and see how we go. Jeremy with an SH asked, more podcasts please. Okay, the Lavender lifestyle. So many of you guys recommended this to me in my comments on my last podcast video. Lavender is amazing. She's a YouTuber and she has a podcast and she's killing it. Also, Let It Out with Katie Delabout. Invisibilia, Stuff Mum Never Told You. I think those are the main new ones that I've been listening to. Also, what are some things that can go on everyone's to-do list that can improve their quality of life? Being crazy grateful for stuff, taking time to connect with people that you love or just enjoy being around. There's so many things that I could say, but learning new things as well. Like those three things, if you do those things every single day, like you're guaranteed to be a better person by the end of 1 year or something like that. Anna M. Russell asked me, how did I find my personal style? I actually made a whole video on defining my personal style, but the main ways were going through the KonMari process, making an inspiration kind of Pinterest board, and being really specific about the stuff that I buy. Christiana Evita asked, what is your personal opinion about a capsule wardrobe? I for sure dig the concept of a capsule wardrobe. I don't know, it might be restrictive for me in saying that I haven't tried it, so I would give it a go and see how I went. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. Alexis Cheyenne asked, do you see yourself ever leaving Australia? To travel, yes, but to move for good, no. Dee's Nalgitas asked, any music that you recommend? My music taste is so varied, like it's the most unstreamlined part of my life, but I will link a Spotify playlist that I'm just constantly adding to all the time. Tia Valerie asked, are you religious? No, I'm not religious, but I do come from a religious family. We went to church every Sunday when I was younger. B is for Brittany. Also, side note, this girl's a YouTuber and her YouTube channel is on point. I'll link it down below. Asked, what is your spirit animal? Like a cat or a lizard, maybe. Two like probably really bad animals to cite as your spirit animals. But a cat because I like alone time and I like doing my own thing. But at the same time, I demand attention when I want it. And a lizard because I just like love lying in the sun. Basically, Peter asked what my favorite quote is. My favorite quote was by Eleanor Roosevelt and it was, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. One of my other favorites was, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get better. It's not, and that is by Dr. Seuss. I'm actually such a collector of quotes, so it's really hard to drill it down to just a few favorites, but I think those are my two mains that I've loved over time. Alina's Beauty 13 asked, what is your biggest goal for 2016? I actually really want to buy an apartment by the end of 2016, so I guess that's one of my big goals. Mermaid Faker asked, what do you do for work? I used to work in recruitment, sort of. Now I am working in like a learning and development setting. I won't go into too many specifics, but basically I'm doing a lot of e-learning centered stuff. Michaela asked, has your journey with the KonMari had an impact on the way that you shop and just your lifestyle in general? 110% doing the KonMari has had an impact on the way that I shop. I shop so much less frequently now, and when I do shop I feel like I am so much more conscious of what I'm buying and what I'm bringing into my life. I still definitely have moments of like weakness where I make those impulse buys. So yes, it's definitely had an impact, and yes, I am still on the tidying journey. I think it's kind of like it's an ongoing thing. Anna asked, how did you start doing YouTube and are you a minimalist? So I started YouTube mainly because I needed a creative outlet, and I think that I would consider myself a minimalist, or I would consider myself someone who is very much working towards a minimalist lifestyle. Morgan Ruby Eliza asked, what camera, lighting, and mic do you use? Go check out my second channel, Channel Notes. It's all about doing YouTube and I talk about all that kind of stuff there. I'll link it down below. Rachel Blair asked, what would your dream job be if you weren't a YouTuber? I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so I think my dream job right now would be a YouTuber. Lito Laylee asked, how often do you read? And how do you find good book recommendations? I used to be the biggest like bookworm. I would hide from my parents in the morning because I would be like in my cupboard, literally trying to read the end of my book. I think my reading kind of slowed down like after I graduated high school. Now it's ramping back up again, and I get all of my book recommendations from my boyfriend, to be honest. He is really into reading and he also has fabulous book taste. A Case of Grace, hey Michaela, asked, what would be your dream collab? Oh, Lavender. Simply Kenna. Probably my main two. That would be like amazing. Sarah and Banks asks, how can I teach my partner to minimize? Oh, if only I knew. I think just have a good conversation about it and try to come up with a few compromises. So it's too boring of a story to explain why I have changed outfits, but we are still going. The official Datey asks, where do you get your inspiration from? I don't know. For my videos, from lots of different blogs, Pinterest, other YouTubers' videos, Instagram, things that other people are going through in my life, like literally everywhere. Jackie Valencia asks, what is your favorite song at the moment? Probably don't have a particular favorite song, but I am so obsessed with The Weeknd. It's James Muscat asks, how do you get paid by YouTube? The only way that I'm getting paid at the moment is through Google ads, so just the ads that play at the start of my video. But to be real, at the moment, YouTube is like a total loss to me, considering the amount that I spend on equipment and the amount of time that I spend, but luckily, I love it. Eventually, I do want to get sponsorships from brands that actually are in line with me, and I hope that I can create some products that you guys would really like. So fellow styler asked, if you didn't have silver hair, what color hair would you have? At the moment, I don't know if I would consider my hair to be silver. I would love for it to be silver, but I don't think we're there yet. I've been considering going back to the more purple hair. Other than that, I mean, probably brown. Do I play Pokemon Go? And what are the 3 things that I want to do before I die? I don't play Pokemon Go because I feel like it'd be like a time suck for me. 3 things that I want to do before I die. Assuming I live a long and healthy life, definitely 1 is to start a small business that is successful. 2, this is probably more vague, but build as many authentic, genuine relationships as possible. And writing a book has always been somewhere in the plan. Also, reach 500,000 subscribers. Probably won't be important to me like at my time of death, but that's like, you know, a short-term goal. Rachel Moffat asked, if you could choose any pet, what would you choose and why? I would choose a golden retriever because they are beautiful and I love them. Chloe Robertson asked, what's your advice for someone who wants to begin YouTube but is worried about how other people would react? At the end of the day, you're the one who put yourself out there and made a YouTube channel. You're the one that's like doing the cool things, learning stuff, meeting new people, connecting with people online. Most people, when you tell them that you do YouTube, have like 1 or 2 reactions. One is like, oh my god, that's so cool, like how did you get into that? How are you doing? Like how did you build your following? And other people are literally like, ah, cool. Like, they just don't care. And no one worth your time would ever make fun of you for doing something that you enjoy. Lito Laley asked, how do you do your daily, monthly, weekly planning? Daily, I usually do a like top 3 priorities that I need to get done today list. Weekly, I do like a weekly goals review and sort of vaguely plan out my week. Emily asked, have you ever traveled outside of Australia? If so, where? And where would you like to travel one day? I've only traveled outside of Australia once. I went all across the US. I really want to go to like Ireland, Scotland, New Zealand, Iceland, India, Japan, like all the places really. I think the eventual goal is to be able to like label myself as someone who is well traveled. And obviously to experience different cultures and get new world views on things. Elise Walker asked, what are your favorite shops for clothing, makeup, accessories? I don't really have a favorite store for makeup or accessories, but clothes, Zara, Seed Heritage, Witchery are probably my go-to places. Julie Paraglia asked, what do you do to stop worrying about everything? If you seriously worry about everything, I would say seeing a therapist is probably the best first step. Worrying and getting anxious over little things is something that I am really bad for. It's probably something I need to work through, so I don't know if I can give you any like quality advice in that area. Trying to put things into perspective, making sure that you eat well and try and like move. Also find things to occupy your time, like side hobbies, i.e. YouTube, are all very important things to do if you have a problem with worrying and getting anxious about stuff. Julie also asked, what were you like in high school? My style was very different. I wore like vintage clothes and like thrift shopping were like my biggest things. I read a lot of books. I basically kept to myself. I probably tried harder than I should have. Julie also asked what my favorite book is. Probably Harry Potter. Like, I hate to be that person, but... And what is my favorite lipstick? This one. The one that I have worn in literally every video since I can remember. The Australis Velour Lips Matte Lip Cream in Paris. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram, do all of that stuff. I appreciate you so much and I will see you soon. Literally, what am I doing with my life? So today I wanted to share with you some of my top strategies on turning my slog days around. Strategy 1.